Welcome to NBA basketball. This is 2K Sports bringing it to you live. It's the NBA served to you weekend style. It's going to be the New York Knicks up against Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat. And now let's send you down to South Beach for opening tip. Kevin Harlan standing by.
Joining us as we bring you this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Doris Burke, Mark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. The starting five. This is our lineup brought to you by State Farm. First for the Knicks, Billups and Fields pairing up in the backfield. And playing center, man in the middle, Ronny Turiaf. They utilize his abilities to maintain that presence under the rim. Then it's Anthony, and it's Stoudemire in at the 4 spot. And then for the Miami Heat, Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. And the man in the middle from UNLV, Joel Anthony. He's a big part of that presence down low. And it's LeBron James, and it's Bosh in at the 4-man position.
Well, the big story, of course, a year ago for Miami was the formation of the big three, LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. And although it took some time for those three to click, eventually they figured it out.
So off the tip, it's New York. Outside, Billups. It's stolen by Wade. And here's the fast break. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
That's like you draw it up right there. That was beautiful.
No doubt about it, Steve. I mean, always love to finish at the rack.
On defense, Miami. Steve, back to what you said about Miami. They struggled out of the gate. They were 9-8, but after a rough November, they kicked it on in December. And Clark, I think really the game that kind of spun them around was their first LeBron appearance in Cleveland in the win early December against the Kings.
Yeah, that was an impressive win. I recall that. That was almost like an NBA Finals type atmosphere in terms of the media attention and so forth. But in that month, they went 15-1 and really seemed to find their rhythm. Quite honestly, never look back.
Here's LeBron. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
Yes, Kevin, he told me that they're facing the type of team that is one of the best at forcing opponents into defensive mistakes. He said, quote, physical errors are forgivable, but any mental lapse today is inexcusable. We have to be the smarter team out there. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. So keeping the opposing shooters in check, guys, they're making that a very high priority right now.
Easier said than done, though. I mean, they've got a lot of sharpshooters and guys that can fill it up.
Yeah, the big thing is you want to challenge every shot. I mean, you just can't give these guys airspace because they'll make you pay. Defense wasn't able to get back fast enough to contest.
Well, they were caught flat-footed after committing the turnover that time, guys.
What a steal for the Knicks a year ago, finding Landry Fields in the second round. He had a fantastic season, made the all-rookie team, and a really good all-around player. Rebounder, defender, and can make a shot as well.
And it's Miami's ball. Bosh kicks to Wade. Here's the 3. Miami no good on that time either. Miami on D. And Landry Fields out of Stanford, his senior season, Stevie led the Pac-10 in scoring and rebounding. Yeah, Clark, I think eyebrows raised when the Knicks took him. How did teams calculate the right way? How did they miss on that guy?
You know what I think happened was he wasn't overly athletic. and teams started to look at what they thought he couldn't do instead of focusing on the things that he could do. Smart, tough, averaged over 20 points a game his last year in the Pac-10, made winning plays at both ends of the floor. I mean, he's had 50% from the field and 40% from three-point land his rookie season. And was an all-rookie team performer,
yes,
so
he was.
He's made his case where it counts most between the lines.
The Heat making the switch here. Haslam's checked in.
Well, under Mike D'Antoni, you know you're going to have one of the best offenses in the league, and that was certainly the case with the Knicks a year ago. They finished.
Carmelo throws it down. Here's a second look with the Sprite Slam Cam.
There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
A serious degree of difficulty on that one.
Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
Amari Stoudemire with the rebound.
Spoelstra was in a really odd and tough position last season. Never before had there been a bigger free agent talent swing, and he was tasked with getting three huge superstars to mesh as a unit. He's done a nice job. You know, his athleticism kind of sneaks up on you. You forget about how athletic he is until he makes a play like that.
What a powerful move to the hoop, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Kind of catches you off guard, doesn't it? Because he's got those little legs, and then all of a sudden, bam, he just explodes.
Back to Spoelstra because he was the first coach, Steve, to deal with that much talent. He had some very unique situations pop up along that road.
Well, he sure did, Kevin. And he had to coach that team under a microscope all season long. The basketball world was watching, and that Miami team went through some ups and downs. But in the end, I think Eric Spoelstra did a fantastic job, and he looks to be one of the bright young coaches in this league.
Phillips kicks to Anthony. Here's Walker. Stolen by Bosch.
And, you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
Well, eventually, guys, you know those mistakes will come back and haunt you, so they've got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball.
1:16 left in the first quarter of the game. From deep, Phillips, and that is good. Phillips has got 7 points.
He's a gunslinger, isn't he? He'll fire that three anytime, anywhere.
And they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time.
Just a total lack of focus. Was not paying attention to where he was.
And some changes here for the Heat. Joel Anthony's checked in for LeBron. Eddie House subbed in for Mario Chalmers. The Knicks also changing it up. Jeffries comes in for Ronny Turiaf. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Douglas kicks to Jeffries. He's covered by Bosch. Jeffries can't get it to go.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
The Knicks leading by 3. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Douglas against Wade. He's picked up by Walker. Wade passes to House. The three is launched. Walker with the rebound. Here comes Carmelo Anthony. Gives him the lead pass. Douglas. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
That's good defense. Don't let a guy get a lay-in, foul hard, and send him to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like that billboard there. Sending a message. You can't come in here and get anything free in our paint.
Good on the second free throw.
Had a miss on that trip, but still made. Made this a 2-possession lead.
Wade outside. No good trying to beat the buzzer. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. It's the Knicks up 4.
So difficult to get a shot off against this defense. They are really playing hard.
Yeah, they're playing hard, and they pride themselves on making it tough for their opponents.
And we'll get back to the action right after this.
Run through the zone like Chris Paul. I'm somewhere. I'm out high.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway.
I done made every shot. You to think I got the cheat code. Memphis Chris, beast mode. 47 Carolinko. When I'm hurt, I'm suited up. Never catch me in street clothes. I'm on point like Rondo. More blocks than
Here's LeBron.
Well, the big story for the Knicks this past year was the acquisition of Carmelo Anthony. Having already signed Amari Stoudemire, the Knicks made the deal for Anthony and all of a sudden had one of the great 1-2 combinations in the league.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, when Amari Stoudemire left the Suns to join the Knicks, there were some people who questioned whether he could be as dominant without a great point guard like Steve Nash setting the table for him. In his first season, he certainly put those questions to bed. He had the second highest scoring average of his career, and he was dominant. Celtics coach Doc Rivers said, "I think we found out Amari is pretty good on his own." Guys.
He certainly is, Doris. Thank you so much.
And, you know, a great point guard will help any scorer. But Amari remains great no matter who's getting him the ball. He knows how to finish.
Jones, that's for two, and it's Miami with another. And back to Melo and Amari, they just need to build the right supporting cast around those two.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, those are two foundational pieces that are all-stars, so plugging in around them will be the next step. They're in the process of doing that, too. I mean, New York definitely reversed their fortunes with the moves they made last season.
Here's Billups. He's got 7. Right side Billups. Fields with the 3. Miami grabs the miss. Jones for 3. And the Heat, another 3.
They just lost him on the break that time defensively. I mean, he slid out to the three-point line and had plenty of room.
They need this. Billups, no good.
Quite the interesting season for Chris Bosh last year. I mean, obviously more team success than he really enjoyed in Toronto, but individually, his numbers dropped a bit. I don't think it bothered him, though. He wanted to win.
Here is Billups. It's a 5-point game. Feeds to Douglas. The 3. They get the rebound. Wade picks him up. Goes back up. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Well, talking about Bosch's numbers from last season, Steve, his rebounding and his field goal percentage did drop off from the year before.
Well, and his shooting percentages last year were really in line or even above his career numbers. So I thought Bosch had a good season. It just took him some time to kind of adjust to playing with his new team and a new style. But ultimately, Bosch made a big impact down there.
That's good. 9 points for Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
Here's Wade. Shot misses, and New York takes it the other way.
In 2005, with the Phoenix Suns, Mike D'Antoni was coach of the year. The Knicks brought him in to bring some of that winning formula he had in the desert to the Big Apple, and it finally paid off last year.
From 11 feet away, and it's LeBron missing.
Tell you what, the defender made a nice recovery there. It looked like he was beaten, but he still managed to challenge the shot.
Williams against Jones. Launches a 3, and it's Chauncey Billups with 3. Now just a 2-point Heat lead. Yeah, Clark, he made the playoffs, and Mike D'Antoni had them playing some good up-tempo ball. Steve, did you like it? Did it fit what they had there? What was your overall feel on what D'Antoni did when he had a full roster?
Well, he had a tough job because the roster changed so dramatically with the Carmelo trade. But I like it. I think the style suits the personnel and vice versa. And I think this has a chance to be a very good team in the NBA this year.
Wade picks him up. Billups kicks to Fields. Shot clock at 6. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, I think in Tony Douglas, the Knicks got a great find in the 2009 draft. He was the 29th pick. Pretty gutty defender, but a terrific scorer.
Clark talking about Tony Douglas out of Florida State, a combo guard, Steve, and he's not a great playmaker yet, but he does do a great job of limiting his turnovers.
Well, he understands his limitations as a point guard, but he really focuses on his outside shot offensively. He's shooting about 38% from long range for his career, and a guy who can get extremely hot pretty much any time. Very streaky shooter.
And the basket by Chalmers. Here's Douglas. There's 31 seconds left in the first half. Defended by Chalmers. LeBron against Anthony. Goes up the baseline. Turioff misses.
Well, neither team has really gained an edge rebounding-wise here, and the score reflects that.
Well, if one team can start hitting the boards harder, I mean, it'll give them a good chance to pull away. That's kind of surprising. I mean, that's simple execution right there. I'm not sure how they missed on that pass.
Here is Douglas. From past the arc. Unbelievable shot at the buzzer.
Boy, this guy just as calm as can be. Even with the clock ticking down to 0, no pressure.
Gotta love the composure. He just didn't seem rushed at all. He just took his time and knocked it down.
Live from Miami, we're back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Damon Bruce, and welcome to the HB Halftime Report. We got a close one underway in Miami. The Heat are giving it everything they've got. Their bench making its presence felt, putting up big numbers coming in from the Pine. The first half, a productive one for LeBron. He's picked up 4 points, also pulled down 4 rebounds. On the other side, the Knicks looking pretty solid as well. They've been airtight with their defensive rebounding, no second-chance looks. Chauncey Billups has been locked in so far. He's got 12 points and has added some assists to his totals as well. And now let's get the second half rolling. Here's Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Here's LeBron.
I think anything less than a title would have to be viewed as a bit of a letdown for the Heat in last year's playoffs. Even when they entered the postseason as the #2 seed in the East, their eyes were always set on winning it all.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, one of the staples of the Heat's success last season was their defense. LeBron said, we start with defense, and if we get stops, then it's open court for us. Perhaps the biggest part of their success was their intensity and athleticism on the defensive end, turning into transition points on the offensive end. They are fearsome on the break, guys. Back to you.
All right, Doris.
Make no mistake about it. They were an incredible team on defense last season.
Yeah, no question about that. They finally were broken in that final series against Dallas, but throughout the playoffs until the finals, Miami's defense was spectacular.
Clark touching back on the Heat. Looking at the opponents they had to face, no easy matchups for them.
Yeah, Boston, Chicago, then Dallas. They saw a lot of tough matchups in their road to the finals, and it ultimately might have taken its toll on them because Dallas kind of wore them out in that final series.
Here's Anthony for the lead, and it's LeBron James with the rebound. LeBron's now got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Wade can't hit. New York trailing. Billups dishes to Turioff. Tatai gets the bucket. Fields has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Knicks. Here's LeBron. Wade, right side. Passes to Bosh. Lets it go from the wing. The shot's good on the assist by Wade.
And Chris Bosh, not really a traditional low-post scorer. His strength lies in his face-up game. He'll turn and use his quickness to get around bigger defenders and get to the rim.
Here's Stoudemire. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. Bill Walker, he's checked in for New York.
At the line of the Knicks,
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. You know, speaking of Bosch's quick first step, Clark, he also has a great mid-range jump shot. And that's a tough choice if you're going to defend him.
Yeah, it really is. And I think early last season, he may have settled for his jump shot a little too often. But again, getting acclimated to where he was, and obviously your personnel affects how you try to play, especially when you're your team's top scorer and rebounder. He was being more aggressive trying to get inside, and I think that at the end of the season that really gave him a boost.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on LeBron James.
Amar'e Stoudemire had a great year a season ago with New York, made the All-Star team. That was his 6th trip to the All-Star game. A lot of questions about whether he'd be able to be productive without Steve Nash, but he proved that he could.
That one is no good. Back to Amar'e and Nash in their days with the Phoenix Suns. They both showed, though, that they can just be as effective without each other.
Yeah, with Amar'e, it was big, I thought, because there were a lot of haters out there wondering about his talent level without Steve Nash next to him. And, you know, after the season he had, he put the mute button on a lot of those folks.
He sure did. Both free throws good from Wade.
You know, there was a lot of speculation last year about Dwayne Wade thinking of going to his hometown Chicago. But it turns out he was the guy orchestrating the big 3 in Miami.
Out to Anthony. Money from the wing. And the Knicks lead by 2.
You know, to have somebody as dependable as he is on the offensive end, that's extremely invaluable to this team.
You're right, Clark, talking about Wade. Not a bad recruitment job, and even through 1 year, it's had its bumps worked out, Steve, and it's obviously flying very high with their finals appearance a season ago.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing, and what a job by Wade in recruiting a couple of stars to go along with him. And maybe someday he'll be a college recruiter at Marquette, his alma mater. We'll see.
Gets the bucket. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
They get it again. Near the three-point line, it's Wade. Miami no good on that time either.
Unfortunately, he just has not been able to produce offensively to this point.
The Heat trailed by 4.
You knew the big 3 when they came together, guys, that they would be good. But they did a pretty decent job, I thought, of finding complementary players to fill out the roster after a big chunk of the salaries went to the big 3.
The 3 from Anthony. And yes, a nice assist from Billups. Billups has got 3 assists in the game. LeBron against Anthony. Now Anthony goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. First one is on Stoudemire. Well, back to the Heat, and Clark, you're right. They searched down bench that knew how to fill a hole and a need and then really build a team around the stars.
Well, and that's critical because anytime you have the core group together, it's about finding role players who are going to accept their responsibilities on the team and accept the fact that sometimes they're not going to see the minutes that they would otherwise like. But they handled it well. They got a good roster around their stars, and it paid off.
Walker, Wade is covering. His first shot coming late. Shot's good by Walker.
Up over 50% now from the floor with the way they've shot this half.
Yeah, that's a nice improvement. It's not a surprise to see them out in front with the way they have shot throughout the entire game, as a matter of fact. They've been very efficient offensively.
Straight up. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Easy finish there.
Defense was helpless.
Here's Wade. He has 6. He's picked up by Walker. Now here's Wade. He's covered closely. He kicks to Chalmers. The tray. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Even numbers. The leader. And it's Stoudemire missing.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. Chauncey Billups with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Well, we know he can score, so it's not really a huge shock to see him put up these kind of big numbers.
And I would think that he most likely will continue to carry on this kind of play.
As the fourth quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Kevin. Well, our spark of the game goes to the Knicks for that major surge. They've gotten on a roll here and almost seem to have taken the heart and will right out of their opponent. We'll see if they can keep things rolling here in the fourth period, guys.
Doris, thanks. That run, Clark, really propelled them.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it got their confidence up and gave them the kind of swagger you like to see in a team.
Yeah, it gave them the edge for sure, because look at the opponent. I mean, they are kind of down on themselves right now. The body language, not where it needs to be.
Douglas for 3. Rebound by the Heat. LeBron's now got 7 rebounds in the game. From 17 feet out. Offensive rebound. Billups against Chalmers. Fader on the way. Gets it to go. Chalmers has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Heat. Outside Williams. Douglas with it. Anthony, the pass to Williams. Over James. Williams' shot is off. The Heat trail by 5. And Haslam kicks to Bosch. Douglas with the steal. It's stolen by Haslam. Here's Bosch. Now Sprite slam cam to replay that one.
Decided to go with a little trickery, went to the reverse. You gotta love that.
We don't get to see too many of those.
No, we gotta savor that one for sure.
Deflects the pass and stolen by Chalmers. Makes the lead pass. And then Bosch with the jam.
He is truly a special offensive talent, and he's always going to cash in on those kind of chances.
Billups gets to Williams. Douglas for 3. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Here's LeBron. On the wing. Rebounded by Douglas. Douglas has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And you're asking a lot out of your teammate to try to handle that pass. I don't like that decision at all. Boy, this is scary. You get a score rolling like this, you're in some trouble.
Yeah, you can't leave a guy like that on an island. I mean, you got to bring some help.
Good ball movement. Here's Billups. Cannot hit. Bosch with some nice D. Miami trailer. Here's Chalmers. Out to Miller. There's the 3. And good on the basket. Hook it. Here's Billups. He dishes it to Douglas. This one for 3. Chris Bosch with the rebound. So it's Miami now. A great fourth quarter. Just giving up 2 points. Chalmers' shot is no good. Now the Knicks with it. They haven't trailed by more than 7. Poked away. Here's the break. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
That's how it works. Your defense feeds into the offense.
Yeah, you know, excellent work, I thought. Solid work on both ends in that particular sequence.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
The coach doesn't look pleased at all. He's going to try to iron things out.
Well, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Mike D'Antoni gave to his team during that break. He had some pretty strong words for them, saying, "We haven't been closing out on their shooters nearly as well as we need to, and it's costing us. We can't afford to keep giving up threes like that."
Dwayne Wade's checked in for Mike Miller.
Yeah, this is how you squander a lead, just continuing to give the ball away.
Well, critical errors. I mean, you look at 8 points they've yielded this quarter off turnovers. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster.
Such a clutch steal, exactly what they needed in this situation.
And stolen by LeBron. Can't get it to go. And New York takes it the other way to end the run. And he lays it up and in. Douglas has got 4 this quarter.
The finger roll finish. A little finesse for you, folks.
LeBron outside. Looking to get it going. And again, LeBron missing.
What a tough quarter for him. He's got to pick it up here.
Boy, nothing at all going his way. I mean, it's hard to watch.
Well, as we move into the 4th, it's been an even game.
Yeah, it has been. Neither team able to create any significant separation so far.
Steve?
Yeah, that's right, guys. So the lead has now changed hands 5 times.
Phillips kicks to Douglas. Great ball movement. Anthony. He's picked up by LeBron. Now here's Douglas. Over Wade. It's in!
Big time shot.
Really clutch.
There's 38 seconds left in the 4th quarter. From the arc. Right side Bosch. From downtown. Chalmers' shot is no good.
He can't buy anything right now, guys.
No bounce is going his way. I tell you, it's been tough out there for him.
Now they're just trying to stretch this game out, so good foul there. Stop the clock.
Yeah, good solid foul, because with the scoring time as it is, that's really their only option.
They didn't have much choice but to foul. Unfortunately, this is the last guy you want to send to the free throw line.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they stopped the clock, but these free throws are pretty much automatic. Well, he's unflappable. He calmly nets his free throws, and it's a 2-possession ball game.
And the Heat call time here. They're losing by 5. 19 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Well, if they can get some points out of this timeout, they've got a chance here.
It's out of their hands. They don't control their own destiny, though. The other guys make their free throws, and that's it. It's over.
And the Heat making a change here. Here's LeBron. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. Gets them both, and it's a 7-point ball game.
Big foul there. He hits the clutch free throws and adds their lead.
Timeout called the Heat. They trailed by 7. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the 4th. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here's Billups. Outside Anthony. Jacks up a 3. Off on that one. So it's New York picking up the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Douglas.